All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to be talking about a 1 to 40 risk to reward ratio trade that I just took. We're ultimately up, I think 270 pips right now and 1 to 35 RR right now in this trade. Okay, so we're going to be going over Euraud. This is going to be a case study on Euraud. I'm going to be going into more depth of why I took this trade, how I took this trade, where I took this trade, and ultimately how I managed it, and just basically my thought process broken down before actually getting into the market here. Okay, so I just want to show you right now that yes, this setup was sent. This video is not in hindsight. Well, this video is in hindsight, obviously, because we're going back and looking at this, but this is not hindsight. Okay, I sent this trade on January 4th, 1927 UTC, right? It was around 7:28 p.m. my time. That was during the Asian session. So for all of you guys who have been told that you can't trade during Asia, that is a complete myth. It's a lie. Ultimately, Euraud isn't a pair that I would like to be trading during Asia, but I did see this move and there was some potential behind it. Okay, so here's proof that the setup was sent to my premium. Again, if you want to join that, it's in the description. Just visit my website. And then here's proof of the execution. Okay, so I actually went in half risk on this trade and I took a small partial here. I was in half risk because it was January 4th, right? We're just coming back from the holidays. Liquidity might still be slow, but nonetheless, the opportunities are still there in the market. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and break this down. We're on the weekly time frame, and as you can see, we are clearly bullish, right? We're making higher highs and higher lows. We do have a lower low here, right? Maybe a lower low here, but ultimately the highs are not being respected. Okay, so we're making higher highs, higher lows. We are bullish. Okay, and we're looking for buys. Okay, and on the 5-day POI, on the 5-day time frame, this is what I saw. Okay, so I'm obviously looking for those areas of inefficiency that price might be returning to, those areas of imbalance that price might be returning to take the market higher. Okay, and as you can see, as we scroll all the way in, we have a nice area of inefficiency here that had yet to be mitigated. Okay, so we have this nice point of interest that broke, ultimately was the move down before price broke to the upside, right, creating this new higher high, breaking market structure here. And obviously I'm looking for a return to this area to get into the market, right? Because why? Smart money gets in here, they sell big, okay, and then they buy big, which means that their sell positions are negative. So they come back to close them out here and ultimately push price higher, which is what they did, okay? And I actually refined this POI all the way down to the 3-day. Okay, so here we have our nice area of interest. Okay, so we set our alert there. And then what happens is market taps in here, right? You should be trading on TradingView. You should be setting alerts. You should not be sitting at your desk for 12 hours a day, staring at the screen, right? Just only trade when price comes back to your area of interest. Okay, so you're not killing yourselves over the market, right? And ultimately, when price taps in here, what I did was I started going down to the lower time frames. Okay, so I'm actually going to replay this market. Let's go back to here right before price tapped in. Okay, so I'm going to take you through my thought process. Okay, so price taps in here once. We have a low, obviously, that's formed. Okay, price is moving around, whatever, engineering liquidity. Price breaks this low. Okay, the low is broken here, which means that sell side liquidity has been taken. Okay, and then they test it again. Okay, and what you can see here is this accumulation schematic that is starting to form. It's a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. Okay, and I just made a video on that. If you want to go more, if we want to go in more into depth about Wyckoff, you can definitely watch that video. I'll put the link in the top right, or you can just go click it somewhere on my channel. But I just taught you on this YouTube channel about Wyckoff accumulation and distribution schematics and everything that you ultimately need to know about them. Okay, so all this is engineering liquidity. You can see that there's equal lows being formed, and you can also see that we're going to form a trend line here. Okay, and retail traders might be looking to get in. Okay, so ultimately we have our preliminary supply. Okay, and then we get our seller's climax, our secondary test as well, which is just a test of that. Secondary test, creating what equal lows. Okay, inducing the market, right? Like-minded retail traders are going to be buying at this area of what? Support. Okay, and obviously this gets taken. We know that this is going to be our UT. Okay, and then we have another low that gets taken shortly then after, which is our UTAD, right? Our ultimate low that breaks structure to the upside that we're looking for a return to, okay? And then we break structure with the UTAD here. You can see that price was obviously engineering liquidity, right? Creating this trend line. Like-minded retail traders are getting into this market, selling and buying, basically in a place where you don't want to be trading, okay? This is all just engineered liquidity so that, you know, the algorithm can collect more contracts ultimately to drive price higher, okay? Let's mark this as just some more liquidity here, okay? So you obviously see that price is taking buyers and sellers out of the market, okay? We have our nice accumulation schematic, right? A preliminary supply, seller's climax, secondary test, which ultimately creates equal lows here. More liquidity, okay? And then it's taken with our UT, comes back with our UTAD, more liquidity is taken here. And then we have our breaking market structure to the upside. And then we're obviously looking for an area to get in down here. Okay, so if you pull your fib from the bottom of this range to the top of this range, as soon as price comes below this 0.50 area, we're obviously looking for buys, right? Because we're in a discounted range. Again, I have a video on discount and premium pricing, and you can check that out. I'll leave that right here at the top right. Okay, so what I did was I went all the way down to the 10-minute time frame as we started to reach this extreme, right? This UTAD, this extreme. Not all the times is price going to come back here, but you can see that we leave behind here. Price leaves behind a nice area of inefficiency. Okay, so this has yet to be mitigated, right? It's an area where price needs to be filled. Okay, so obviously I had my buy limit set here. I had my stop loss set right below my point of interest right here, my 10-minute point of interest, and I was ultimately targeting and still am targeting these relatively equal highs on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so I think I have I have 5% of my position left here. I'll show you where partials were taken in a second. I just want to note that this is so far. Well, let's get rid of this and just play the market out, right? Let's see how far we are. Ultimately, I think we are 278 pips, right, in profit right now. Okay, so yeah, 278 pips in profit, right? And ultimately 1 to 34, I believe it is. Okay, so no, we're actually pushing 1 to 47 R right now. Okay, on this trade, and ultimately, like I said, I'm targeting these equal highs. Okay, now let me go back down to the 1 hour and show you where partials were taken. Okay, so I'm taking partials at structure, right? My first partial was here, like you saw in the execution. My first partial was here at this breaking market structure, and you could have taken partials here. This is the engineered liquidity, obviously, that needed to be taken because we do have equal highs here. And nonetheless, partials here. Or was that that high? Okay, I think it was actually that high. Whatever. You can be taking. I'm just going to show you where you can be taking partials. I was taking partials on lower time frames, but I want you to see this whole entire thing that's going on here. Partials can be taken here, right? Or partials can be taken here as well. At the beginning of this area of supply. Okay, so this is a good area to take partials. This is also a good area to take partials. This would be a nice area to take partials. It's all personal preference, but I did take a partial here. First partial was here. My second partial was here at the top of this, right? Because I was obviously expecting a big move. We just had this huge Wyckoff accumulation schematic on the higher time frames. I want price to be making higher highs, okay? So I'm ultimately targeting this high up here. Okay, and then we are still running. I took another partial here just on Friday morning, I believe it was. Okay, so partial taken here, and then I have 5% of my position left to ultimately run all the way up here. So I hope you guys were able to learn something from this. If you like me doing these breakdowns, you'd like to see these trades, definitely just leave a comment, like, subscribe. Your support means the most, and it's been absolutely amazing thus far. So I hope we can keep growing as fast as we are right now throughout the year in 2022. I do want to note to you that I am going to up my premium price. This is the last week where you can actually get it for $150, okay, in this group. We have a weekly watch list that I send out every single week. There's a bunch of setups. I'm updating with setups. I'm updating with trades that I'd like to be getting into. And ultimately, yeah, we're just winning in here like crazy. We just had I think it was around a 60R week, 50, 60R week last week. This trade alone is going to put me at, this trade alone is going to put me at 57R. Just make sure I have that entry right as well. Yep, this trade alone is going to put me at 57R. Okay, so I'm actually going to have like a 70R week. So as you can see, we are winning in this group, and the setup was sent prior to the move. Like I showed you, I had proof of execution here as well. So if you guys are finding value in this stuff and you're liking what's going on, just visit the link in the description. You can purchase my premium group there, mentoring, right? You can message me with any questions you have. I'm here to help, seriously. But if you're not interested in that, you can definitely be profitable with all the free content on this YouTube channel and everything that I've been teaching you guys. I just want to put quick disclaimer out there that I am not licensed to give you financial information. Okay. I am not licensed to tell you how to trade. This is purely opinion based. Everything that I say in this video is purely opinion and perspective based. Okay. I'm not licensed. I cannot tell you what to buy, what to sell. So anything you lose or anything you win in the market is solely your responsibility. All right. So as always, I'll see you guys next week, and good luck, good trading.